Hey guys, welcome to AndroGuider. So in this video we are going to have a brief overview of the AICP ROM, and as you can see that this ROM is based on Android Marshmallow 6.0.1. This is a nightly build, and this is an official build too. So this ROM packs in the latest June 1 security patch. The build date is the 1st of July, and the SC Linux status of the built-in kernel is enforcing by default, and of course as you can see that I'm not using any custom kernel too. So now getting into the configurations, and as you can see that root access is enabled by default, and I will also show you where you can disable that too. So we'll get to that part later on. So under display and animations, you can change your LCD density, you can show or hide the toast icon, then you have the toast animations, and these are the options which you have. Then next up you have your power menu animation, and again these are the options which you have. Then you have your IME animations, and then you have your enter animation, exit animations, and these are the options which we have here. And then you have the interpolator, and these are the options which we get. Then you have your IME duration, and reset animations to default, and then you can test the IME animation. Then you have your list view animations, and these are the options which we have. Then in the end you have your system animations, and you get your prevent app overrides, enter only animation, reverse exit animation. Then you have various animations in here too, and I would show you the options for one of them, and the rest have the same options. So these are the options which you get, and as you can see that rest of them have the same options. So now getting into status bar configurations, you can show your super user indicator, headset icon, battery bar, and again these are the locations which we have. You have the battery bar color, charging color, low battery bar color, and then these are the alignment settings which we have. I guess maybe we have to enable that first, and then these are the alignment settings which we have. Then you can change the battery bar thickness, and of course you can have the charging animation in the end. Then you have your carrier label settings. You can choose the location of the carrier label, then the position of the carrier label, left or right. Then you have your font styles, and these are the options which we have here. Then next up you have your custom carrier label. Then you can adjust the carrier label text size and its color too. Then you have your status bar weather temperature. You can choose to show it with scale or without scale, or just hide it. Then you have your placement settings, again left and right. Then you can adjust the color, font style. Again these are the same options which we had in the carrier label font style, but still you can have a look. And then you have your font size in the end. Next up you have your traffic indicator, so you can show either the outgoing traffic or the incoming traffic, or both of them. Then you have your display unit, update interval, auto hide arrows, and then the inactivity threshold in the end. Then you can show the AICP logo if you want to, and you can configure its location to left or right. Then you have your breathing notifications, breathing missed call, and breathing voicemail. Then we have our notification drawer settings. You can customize the number of quick setting rows, 3 or 4. Then you have a number of quick setting tiles per row, 3, 4, and 5. Then you have tiles animation. This is flip and rotate. I will just show it to you. So currently we have the normal animation, and say if I enable the Wi-Fi, then there won't be any animation. But if I just click enable the flip animation, and then when I disable the Wi-Fi, this is the animation which we get. and when we enable the rotate animation, this is the animation which you have. So you can see this animation in many ROMs now, and as you can see that when I uh, got into the quick settings panel, it has a beautiful blue color border, and we have a similar border in the volume dialog box too, and similarly maybe the we don't have that in the power off menu. I was expecting that, but anyways, then you have your tiles animation duration, low, default, fast, and super fast. If you want, I can you can have a look at the super fast animation. So this was the super fast animation. Then next up we have our tile animation in interpolator, and these are the options which you get. Then you have your brightness slider, brightness icon, disable immersive mode messages, force expanded notifications, task manager, and then you can adjust the header text shadow, the text shadow color. And then we have a time contextual headers, and then you can configure the header image shadow. Then you can also show the weather in the extended notification header area. Then we have our weather settings, lock clock settings, from where you can configure your if you want to enable any custom location, and if you want to show the weather in the clock which we have in the home screen which we have at the home screen at the moment, then you can enable that from here. Then you can show the lock screen weather. Then if you want to show the location along with that, then you can check this in. And then you have your condition icons. These are the three options which you get. You can colorize all icons. Then you have your text color and icon colors, and this is all what we have. Then in the end we have our header font style, and again we have the same options. You can have a quick look. So these are the options which we have. Then you have your quick setting panel AICP logo. You can enable that or disable that. Then you can also adjust the quick settings logo transparency, or if you want to enable a custom color, then you can configure that color too. Okay, now getting into the recent panel settings, you have your clear all button. You can get that clear all button, as you can see, and by default the default location is bottom right, but you do get all the 6 locations set, and you can choose any one of them. And then you can, if you want to include the foreground task while pressing the clear all button, then you can choose that. Then you have your hidden apps, show search bar in the recents menu, memory bar, recents in full screen, and then if you want to show the clock and date, you can choose that too. Then you have your lock screen settings, double tap to sleep on lock screen, power menu on lock screen blur. Again, as I have previously mentioned too, lock screen blur would consume some amount of your battery too, so just be careful on that part. And then we have the lock screen torch, lock screen clock fonts, and these are the fonts which we have. Then we have the lock font size, the date font size. Then you can enable and disable various items on the lock screen, like the clock, date, alarm, and the charging current. Then we have the lock screen colors, and these are the settings which we get: owner info, alarm, clock, date. Then you can reset the lock screen color, and then we have the lock screen weather options. Again, we get into that same menu. Then you can change the lock screen wallpaper or set it to the default one, which would be same as that of the launcher you are using. Then we have the multi-shit floating windows. You can use that. I'll just show you the floating windows too. Then we have our app circle bar and app sidebar. These are the settings which we get. And then we have a gesture anywhere. Next up you have your pie control, so you can have a look at the settings. These are the pie targets. Let me enable. Then these are the settings which you have in the pie targets. The pie color settings, these are the colors which you can customize. Then we have the pie style options, and this is what we get under pie size, pie gravity, pie style, pie angle, and the item gap. Okay, so then we have the slim recents, and again I don't use them, so you can have a look at the options which you have. Okay, and then we also have the omni switch recents, so if you want to use that, then you can do that too. Maybe I would disable the pie control first, and then we have the panel pawn. uh, so you can adjust the quick settings, header transparency, quick settings, shade transparency, the shader stroke, and then you can also adjust the color too if you choose the custom color settings. Next up we have the quick settings, shade, stroke thickness, the corner radius, stroke dash width, the stroke dash gap, power menu transparency, reboot, power slash reboot dialog, dim background amount, volume dialog transparency, and then again you can enable that color. So guys, if you haven't understood that yet, the dialog stroke color which we are referring to is the border color only. So I hope that you got it. And then we have the stroke thickness, corner radius, dash width, and the dash gap, similar settings there too. And then we have the various shit, disable force close notification, launch music app, screenshot sound, 3-finger gesture, and the 3-finger gesture is a pretty useful feature. I'll just show that to you. So you can see that when I swipe down 3 fingers, it took a screenshot. Then we have a scrolling cache, and these are the options which we have. Then media scanner behavior on boot, system app remover, system UI tuner, so you can use that if you want to. So from here you can enable or disable which icons you want to show on or hide on the status bar. Then you have the demo mode. By using the demo mode, as you can see that all the other icons would be hidden, and just the Wi-Fi and the network signal and the battery icon, all of them would be increased to 100%. So that is only for developers who want to take screenshot for their apps, and this feature makes their apps makes the screenshot of the apps look prettier, I guess. Then we have the add away here, which would enable you to block ads, and then at the bottom we have the wake lock blocker. Okay, so I guess that's all. Then we have log that shit and about. So if you want to take a log cat, then you can go here, and in the about phone option you can just have a look at the G plus community of AICP, the downloads, get it, change log, and the various stats. Okay, now getting to the navigation bar settings. So you can enable or disable the navigation bar. Then you have the navigation bar mode, which is nothing but your smart bar and the fling gesture interface. Then we have the smart bar settings here. Next up we have our pulse settings. So if you don't know, pulse is nothing but these are graphical lines which would be shown in the navigation bar when you are playing an audio track or a music track or a video. Then you can turn on the lava lamp. Then we have the pulse bar width, spacing, block size, block spacing, and the visualizer sanity level. And then we can configure the navigation bar size in both the portrait and the landscape mode. And then at the bottom we have the left-handed mode. Then we have the sound settings. So on the other sounds, these are the options which we have. Then display and lights, double tap to sleep is here, and then we have the dashboard columns. Then you have the lock screen settings. You can configure the lock screen, the bottom lock screen shortcuts, the middle lock screen shortcuts, media cover art, display music visualizers, all all that stuff is in here. And then we have the buttons. So these are nothing but the hardware key settings. This all what we have in the power menu. Again, great number of options here too. And you also have the on the go mode. So when I enable all of them, this is what you get. Maybe just changing the DPI would help in reducing the it would help in reducing the size, and while at the moment I have to just scroll up and down to see the options, but if I just decrease the DPI, then that wouldn't be the case. Then next up you have your press the power button to end the to cut the call, press the power button twice to launch the camera, double tap, then double tap the vibrate on, double tap when the camera is launched. Then we have the various hardware key settings. You can just have a look at them. Then you have your volume rocker settings at the in the bottom. Wake up device, volume key, volume up key answers the call, playback control, ringtone volume, keyboard cursor key control, and then you can reorient the volume keys when the device is rotated. Then we have our battery settings here, and the maximum percentage at which you can enable the battery saver is 15%. Then we have the system profiles, status bar settings, clock style, right, center, left, and hidden. This is the then we have the normal and small font styles. So I would just you can just have a look at in the top right corner. I would just let you guys have a look of the various font styles. This is the normal one, this is the small one, and in the end I will just hide it. Then similar is the case with the date. Then we have the various date styles, normal, lower, uppercase, the position of the date, left of time or right of time, the date formats. These are the options which we have. Then we can adjust the color of the clock and date, the font styles, and these are the options which we have. Clock seconds if you want to show them, and you can also configure the size. Then you have the status bar icons. I have already shown that option to you. Then you have the battery status style, which is nothing but the battery icon style, and these are the options which we get. The battery percentage inside the icon or next to the icon, you can decide it. Brightness control, notification count, quick pull down, smart pull down, everything is present in here. And you can use that recycler or whatever you may call it to reset the settings to the default settings which came when you flash the ROM first. Then in the we have a privacy guard, block call list, and protected apps. Then as you can see that the developer options are not enabled by default, so you need to tap on the build number 7 times to do that. And now getting into developer options, you have your advanced reboot here, and so this is the place where you can enable the or disable the root access. By default it is enabled, and by default Android debugging is also enabled, so it's good to see that too. Then we have our animation settings here too. The multi-window mode is present here, and then in the bottom you can change the SC Linux status from enforcing to permissive or vice versa. And that's all what we have here. And this ROM is based on CM13, so as you can see that on the settings you can, and ample number of options here too. You can show or hide the search bar, icon labels, scroll wallpaper, grid size. So if currently I have enabled the comfortable size, and when I enable the cozy one, the widgets and the icons which you have on the home screen, they would just become a bit denser, so that you can accommodate more stuff on your home screen if you want to. So that's what the grid size is aimed at, and you can even select your custom style. Then you can allow the rotation of the launcher if you want to. Then you have the app drawer settings, icon labels, you can show hide them. Then you have the drawer style, section ones. This is the section ones, this is the section style in which the apps have been grouped as per their as per the alphabetical order. And this is the compact layout in which the apps have not been categorized as per their starting alphabet. Then we have the drawer color. The dark one is the one in which the background is translucent, and if I light one, the background becomes light, which is similar to the background of the app drawer in the Google Now launcher. Then you have your fast scroller type, horizontal and vertical. Search bar, you can show the search bar in the app drawer if you want to. Then we have the larger icon and the protected apps. The OTA to download any updates from the AICP website. You can use this option to check for updates and download them too. And then you can install the updates. Google Plus community, this link will take you to the AICP Google Plus community. You can use the changelog from here too, and then update check frequency, you can configure that. Then the rest of the options are pretty clear. And if you want to have a look at the wallpapers, these are we only get photo face here, so if you want to have that too. And then under widgets, we have the AICP shortcuts, and you have these options which you can choose from the AICP shortcuts one. That to be seen, and the power control option here, and that's all what we have. And I would just like to show you two more options. First of all, these are the tiles which these are the quick setting tiles which we have enabled by which we get in the ROM by default. And when I press on edit tiles, these are the options which you will get. And that also reminds me that I need to show you the floating windows feature. There are tiles which you get, and then by swiping to the right from the first quick setting tile screen, you can also configure the weather, brightness slide, and large first row, tri-state location reset to default layout, and stuff like that. And then I'll let you guys have a look at the quick settings feature. So what quick settings allows you to do is, say if I want to have the, so as you can see that this is the floating window feature. I can move the AICP OTA app anywhere, and I can use it too. At the moment I'm using the app, and in the background the stock CM13 launcher which we have with the ROM is running. So as you can see that I am using the launcher in the background, and at the same time I was using the AICP OT app. So that's what the floating window feature is aimed at. And then you can align the apps snap top, it would take you there, and then snap bottom, snap left, snap right, and then if you want you can just minimize it in the end. And this is your multi-window mode. So multi-window mode is pretty similar to that snap top and snap bottom. So that's what you have. And if you want to maximize the app, then you can just click on that arrow. So at the moment I'm using 3 apps at the same time, as you can see. That's pretty crazy feature. Useful too, I would say. And then if you want to close the app, then you can just press on the cross button. And if you want to maximize any app, then you have to click on the multi-window icon and just press on the maximize button, and it would open in full screen mode. So that's what I think that pretty much sums up this video. So thanks for watching, guys, and if you like this video, then do give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel but would like to get a notification whenever I upload a new video, then just hit that subscribe button. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.